You know, maybe I could record some of this silence and play it back at the boarding house from time to time to relieve some of the din.
I don't know. There have been a couple of times in the last year when I would have traded some of this quiet for a little noise, a little clatter. Got so bad that I thought about selling the house and moving into an apartment. Anything.
Well, I'm glad you didn't.
Why?
Well, then where would Kelly and Morgan stay on their small allowance?
Oh, that's right. She wasn't even working then. And now that she is, they're putting all her earnings into a fund for their children's education and expense, which keeps growing every year. Tell me something. Was it you, or was it Kelly who found my wedding ring in the grill over there?
It was me. Well, there were so many people around here that night that I just brushed it off and put it over on the table for you.
That's where I found it. You know, when I threw it away, I really didn't intend for someone to come along and rescue it for me, you know?
I'm sorry, Ed, but I just consider that a real waste, and it's gold. You don't have to wear it.
So what do you want me to do, melt it down? I mean, the marriage was a total waste. A wedding ring isn't going to change that.
No, don't say that. It may have ended badly, but you can't take that many years of your life and consider them a waste. You just have to remember the good times.
I don't know, Maureen. I don't know.
Well, look, I didn't know Rita, and you certainly didn't know her, but I think that if there was something between the two of us and the two of them, it must have been worth spending the rest of our lives with them.
Look, I know what you're saying, but the marriage ended in such an ugly way that it tainted everything else.
Well, yes, my relationship did too. And there was another woman involved. But I can't consider those years wasted. I can't.
See, that's something else we have in common.
What's that?
Rita was involved with another man.
I know that must have hurt you very much. And I know what that can do to your sense of self-worth and the values you try to run your life by, but something I keep reminding myself about is Herb and my relationship started out as something wonderful, not as something cheap or tawdry. And yes, there was another woman, but so he left me for her. I consider that his loss, not mine. And what's so funny about that?
Nothing. I'm just thinking back to the beginning of this conversation. I respect your arguments. I like them. And I could probably learn to use some of them myself.
Yeah, maybe they'll help.
I don't know where this relationship is going in the future, but if it's based on the kind of things that you've been saying tonight, it can't help but be wonderful.
Well, after talking to you and getting to know you, Ed, I feel the same way.
Hey, glad you two could make it.
Yeah, I want to see Bertie Higgins. Where's Floyd?
Oh, he's in his dressing room with Leslie Ann.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, look, there's Hillary and Derek, and they're together. Surprise.
Well, why is that?
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know why I said it. It's silly, I guess.
Maybe you should think before you talk.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Nell. It's nice to see you again, and Mr. McCord. How lovely. Well, I'm sure that Amanda will be calling a special meeting for the stockholders now that you're back.
Well, I have a very hectic schedule for the next few weeks, but I'll try to fit it in. I am pleased, though, that she's continuing on as president.
Oh, well, don't get us started on that. We'll be standing here all night long.
Oh, well, actually, I find it a fascinating subject. I'd love to pursue it with you sometime, perhaps over lunch.
Oh, I think so. You know, as I told you before, I'm Miss McCord's assistant, and his schedule is so hectic. I just don't think we'd have time for anything like that.
Ah, I see. Well, I do hope that doesn't mean that you won't be able to attend the party that Tony and I are giving to celebrate Floyd's success.
Well, I think since we're so fond of Floyd, I think we'll be able to make that one. I think we should find our table, actually.
Yeah, listen, I saved you one right over there next to Hillary and Derek.
Oh, great. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Well, Nola certainly has changed since her days in central filing, hasn't she?
Yeah.
I suppose a lot of that's due to her relationship with Mr. McCord. He seems very devoted to her.
I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't? Family as close-knit as yours, I'd think you talk all the time about your feelings.
No, we don't. That's why we're so close. We respect each other's personal feelings, and we don't talk about them.
I knew it.
What?
Josh just walked in with that Manzini woman. I knew that's where he was going when he left here to pick her up.
Well, Tony and Vanessa, I'm sure you remember Helena Manzini.
Absolutely. It's lovely to see you again, Floyd.
Has Bertie gotten here yet?
Yeah, Floyd took him back in the dressing room.
Oh, good. I was afraid I was going to be late in misintroducing him.
Josh, wait a minute.
Listen,
I really
just drop it,
don't
okay?
think... Do you
There's some problem?
None at all.
Do you think we could get a table?
Sure. There's a nice one right behind Nola and Mr. McCord.
Excuse us.
Sure.
Tony, I don't think you ought to let Josh set the policy in a discotheque that you manage.
Doesn't matter. Maybe it used to, not anymore.
Why do you say that?
Because lately I've found out that there are more important things in my life to think about.
Look, I want to see Bertie Higgins, but if you want to leave, I mean, we can.
I am not leaving. I simply don't like sitting here watching that smug smile of hers, knowing everything I went through in London without going over and saying something to her.
Well, you can't do it. I mean, it's just going to make her more angry.
How can I sit here knowing Charles Taylor is dead and Silas Crocker is responsible?
Well, at least wait till after the show.
He is?
Floyd, I just want to congratulate you on your big success. It's pretty boy Floyd.
Morgan, but Leslie Ann deserves half the credit. I mean, she was the inspiration.
Oh, you wrote the whole thing.
Floyd?
Oh, excuse me.
Can I talk to you privately?
Yeah, sure. Later, okay?
Yeah.
Hi. Well, it's real good to see you all here tonight. Tonight I have the pleasure of introducing to you Mr. Bertie Higgins. He's a man who really doesn't need any introduction, but it gives me a chance to get up here and say hello to all of you. I'm sure most of you know that Mr. Higgins' songs have been in the top 10 for so long that anybody who knows music knows his name. But tonight you're going to meet him here in person. So may I introduce to you, may we have a big warm welcome from Mr. Bertie Higgins. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. I'm pleased to be here. And also to have as one of my backup band members a young man who I believe is on the way to the top as a new composer, Mr. Floyd Parker.
Hey.
Thank you. I recall when I was struggling not too long ago. Here's a song that changed my life. Here's Key Largo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wrapped around each other, trying so hard to stay warm. That first cold winter together, lying in each other's arms, watching those old leaves, falling in love so desperately. Honey, I was your hero, and you were my leading lady. We had it all, just like Bogey and Bacall, starring in our own late show. can't you remember? We played all the parts. That sweet scene of surrender. When you gave me your heart. Please say you will. Play it again. 'Cause I love you still. Maybe this can be the end. We had it all. Just like Bogey in the car. Starring in our own late, late show. Sailing away to Key Largo. Here's looking at you, kid. Missing all the things we did. We can find it once again. I know, just like they did in Key Largo. We had it all. Just like Bogey and McCall. Starring in our own late, late.
I'm so sorry I had to be the one to tell you all this.
I only wish you'd come to me when Justin first made a pass at you. Thing is, I can't help blaming myself for almost insisting that you go over to Jackie and Justin.
You can't blame yourself, Ross. You had no way of knowing what was going on.
And you know, I just now understand what Jackie is going through, what she's still going through.
It must be awful for her.
Well, you're still in the shower. Phone rang again. I didn't answer it because I knew it was Justin. I just couldn't stand hearing his voice telling me he did not want to talk about the situation until he comes back from Chicago. I have no idea what's going through that man's head.
Look, Ross, I know this is really a shock to you. I need to hear you say that this isn't going to affect our relationship, okay? I know that you're going to have to face Justin sooner or later, and...
Yeah, I know that too. And once I have, it is going to be the last time I see that man.
Ross, I hope that you don't let your rage outweigh your reason when that time comes, please.
Honey, I am sorry, but that's one promise I can't make to you.
There's more, Ross. Justin came to Wired For Sound earlier that same night. I had escaped there, trying to avoid having dinner with him and Evie. I didn't want to encourage any of Justin's feelings, especially with Jackie away, so... I was at Wired For Sound, and when Justin walked in, he saw me dancing with somebody, Josh Lewis, I think. Anyway, later on that night, when I rejected Justin, he accused me of making a pass at Josh Lewis, which is ridiculous and only an indication of how insane his jealousy became.
Yes, all right, don't please tell me any more. Because the way I feel, I want to go to Chicago right now and have it out with Justin.
Ross, the only reason I told you all of this is because I want you to be prepared for Justin's lies. You know, he's going to try to make me the villain instead of him.
Yes, I'm sure, and if he tries that, it's going to be the last lie that Justin ever tells.